Hi everybody, welcome to a special live edition of Social Media Minute. Apologies for that. We had technical Wi-Fi difficulty. The live streaming, especially on Facebook Live, is really fantastic, but sometimes it buffers and I didn't want that. So we're going to do the first bit of this live and get this again. But we're talking about scheduling and we're talking about planning. And how long should you plan? How far out in advance should you plan your social media? It's a controversial question, and again, as I've told you in many of these these little minutes here, it depends on your organization's needs and your stated digital media goals. With that said, a good rule of thumb is usually to have a short, medium, and long-term content calendar. So in my current organization, we have our long-term content calendar, long-term, is 4 to 6 weeks. It's 4 to 6 weeks because that gives us enough lead time at planning events, scheduling for major feast days and other things that are going on. But also it allows us to build out a Twitter strategy that's aggressive. And that's what a content calendar lets you do, is it, for putting in a couple hours of planning, it lets you have more flexibility in your short and medium term content strategy. So that would be my recommendation is populate a Hootsuite account, at least for your Twitter, and an editorial calendar that gets you situated on knowing that you have a major event, let's say August 23rd, so you bookmark your Facebook, your Instagram, maybe a Snapchat takeover. So you have a general idea of what's happening when, and you have a Hootsuite of here are the tweets or Facebook posts, etc., that are planned for these time periods. Then when you switch into a medium-term calendar, a best practice would really be 1 to 2 weeks, a medium term of having a general sense of, one, what's happening, and two, what you need to accomplish and post these 2 weeks. So a rule of thumb is on a Monday morning or even a Sunday night is to lay out your content for the week. I often take a chart and say, I need to post about these things. These need to get out there for these reasons. So I have to find a way to plug them into this week, and I start doing that. Now, of course, you need to be flexible because sometimes things come up and they're breaking and you need to capitalize on it. But for the major posts, your major Facebook posts, your Instagram posts, your major tweets, that's usually when the magic happens. It's that 1 to 2 weeks, sometimes even one, that lets you be spontaneous but also calculated, because that's what you have to be on social media. Then, of course, there's short-term content strategy, and that's daily. And that's difficult because you have your long-term, you have your medium-term, you've queued everything up exactly how you want it, and you've done that. That's great. But something changes, and you need to capitalize on that to be a good, healthy organization on social media. So you have to be aware of that and willing to do that. I would also be remiss if I didn't share about scheduling posts for when you're on vacation, and specifically for the weekends. Look, I'm a social media manager. I'm a director of social media. I understand how difficult it is to be on 24/7. I get that. I respect it. Thankfully, we have tools with Facebook, with Hootsuite, and now even to a lesser extent Instagram, where you can schedule your posts. And you have to do this for the weekends. You have to do this when you're on vacation. You have to do this when there's nobody manning the store, because you cannot let the content disappear. So you cannot let that unbroken streak of postings disappear. You have to stay on it. So I understand that. I'm not expecting you to be on 24/7. I'm not on 24/7, at least I try not to be. But you have to schedule. You have to think about these things. So if you're going on vacation for the week, you might have a tough week the week before because you have to plan for social media. And you maybe have to check in every once in a while. It's the nature of our business. It's a blessing and it's a curse. That's about all I've got for you today. Sorry I don't have my fancy normal social media graphic, but hey, we're live. It's a new thing for me. If you're watching this after the fact, I hope you have enjoy the watch. We'll get it on YouTube soon. Not right away, but soon. With the fancy graphics and everything. And until then, we'll see you next time.